Friends, good evening. Hello, it's Friday. We made it another week in this crazy market, and once you know it, our government has lied to us about some thingies here about the job reports. Turns out they're not so good, are they? And now we are paying the price. So, friends, the market is reacting to the bad news of the whole week, especially here Friday with jobs report coming out. Honestly, just bad. Just bad. And it doesn't help that we were pretty much, lied to. And of course, the other half will say, well, they just got it wrong. They didn't get it wrong. They lied to us. So here's what is happening now. Investors are paying for it. So SoFi here, this is why I've been saying here the past 10 days making videos about SoFi. And I think a group of people been like, yes, I totally agree. And then there's a group of people going, you're a moron, you're an idiot. SoFi is going to go to $10 here. I do agree with that, but I'm going to get back to that. The main thing that I've been trying to encourage people with is that SoFi is going to be taking damage here. It's going to be taking damage. SoFi right now is so gentle to the touch of bad news in the market. This has been on repeat here for the last almost 5 years now with SoFi. It reacts to if the market's having a bad day, SoFi's having a bad day. It's just the reaction of SoFi right now. It's such in a bad way right now. With that, here's what we can expect. SoFi, I wouldn't be surprised going into this week, we could see SoFi take more damage. Even at this point, SoFi touched $6 today. It touched $6. That's not good. That's not good for the short term. It's good for you in the sense of like, hey, this is when you need to be buying. So, I'm talking ugly, but really what I'm trying to tell you too is this is amazing. This is opportunity because we know it's coming around the corner. So will SoFi take more damage? I think it will. I think SoFi will take more damage here. I think SoFi could possibly go to 650 here. I said that last week. I stand by it. I think the market is just looking for one more bad day, one more bad piece of news, and the market is just shaking investors out right now. It's shaking investors out right now. If you are selling and taking loss, this is going to be a huge regret in about 20 days, I guarantee you. Because what's coming? We know this rate cut is coming regardless. It's coming. Now, it depends how big is the rate cut going to be and how soon will we have another rate cut on top of that. Now, here's what I think is going to happen here, and I'm not trying to sound like a broken record, but I think it's pretty obvious what we're going to see happen here. We're going to see rate cuts come here really soon. On top of that, with that happening, more than likely the market should react to that within that 48-hour grouping, the day before and the day up, possibly more than likely the day after. That 2 to 3 day period, but probably a 2-day period of really strong trading back and forth. In that, I'm going to be totally honest with you. No one can give you clear-cut answers of what's going to happen after that. We could see the S&P 100 go back up to, new numbers, back to where it was, breaking new numbers. That is where the threshold lies right now. That's where it lies, is how much more can we fit on the ship here. The ship is the stock exchange, and how much more can it hold with these big inflated numbers of some companies here, and how far can we get here before we sink the ship to rebuild it to come back up even bigger. So with that, I would not be surprised within the next 14 trading days to see SoFi go to 650 and then shoot back up into a $9 position. I honest to God mean that. Now, will that happen? I don't know, friends. I can't give you a clear-cut answer. I'm hoping it does because I'm betting on it personally to happen because I'm going to short it. The reason why I'm going to short it is because I don't trust the market towards the end of September and going into October, the very beginning of October. Now, historically, towards the middle and ending of October and November, we see really good numbers in the stock market. December sells off because everybody's, writing stuff off, taking their losses, and they're going to get their taxes ready for January. This is going to be a crazy 2 weeks in SoFi. So if you're buying for long term, you don't care, I get it. But if you're trying to short trade this, and I see people saying this in the comments, and let me address this. When people saying like, hey, you're dumb for short trading this right now and selling out. It's not the fact that you should be scared or I'm scared of that, of holding SoFi. It's building capital right now. Sell it, wait for the pullback, buy back in. Sell it when it goes up, wait for the pullback, buy back in. You're raising capital in a position. That's what you're doing. Not everyone just has loads and loads of capital to keep throwing into something, especially when you're building other positions in this devastated market right now. So don't be ashamed. Don't be upset to take profits when there's major profits on the table. Because if we've learned anything from this market, if we've learned anything from SoFi, it will always have its good days and bad days. That is the way of the situation right now. If you're buying at $7 right now and you sell it at $7.50, there will more than likely be another pullback. You buy back in. Even if you're buying back in at $7.10, you're still holding more than what you were. And you just keep repeating this process. This is how people build massive amount of capital in position. So I see that comment a lot, and I get it because it's a different way of thinking. Yes, should you be holding SoFi for the long term? Absolutely. You should be holding SoFi for what's coming down the pipeline here. I totally 100% agree with that, because if we continue into these rate cuts going into 2025 and see somewhat of a market kind of coming back to life here, better than what we've had, yeah, we're going to see big numbers in a lot of our stocks, especially these smaller cap stocks that we've been just, adding and adding and adding onto this whole freaking year. And SoFi is right in that category. So yes, hold SoFi, but yes, too, take profit and put that profit in SoFi. Don't be afraid. This is the moment right here. And I say this because I think a lot of us have been here for the last 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 6 months of just back and forth violent trading with SoFi and watching it go back and forth. This could be the last little bit of the race before we see SoFi actually start to build up courage and actually start to get somewhere in this market. I'm hoping by January, SoFi, with these rate cuts and maybe a bigger market, a rally in the market because of a new presidential candidate, brand new in there, we could see SoFi rally with the market and go back into a $10 position. That is very, very, very possible. SoFi has done that plenty of times in the past three to 4 years here. It has not held that position, but we have seen it rally up that far. So friends, this is just kind of my spiel right now with what I'm seeing with SoFi. Do not be afraid to start building massive position in SoFi right now, no matter how far it goes down. Because when these rate cuts come, this market is going to turn around. It may not be long days of greenness here, but there will be a rally, a small rally in this market here soon, very soon. And we could even see a rally in the market here on Tuesday or, going into Wednesday after this presidential debate, depending on what happens and what the topic is. Possibly. We saw that with the last one. So with that, no, we are getting close to the very end of something good and something bad happening. But when we see massive sell-off like this, don't get afraid. Don't get disgusted. Look at this and go, hey, SoFi's got it together. SoFi's a good company. I'm putting my hard-earned working money into something here. I trust what SoFi is doing. I'm trusting that SoFi is going to continue to grow into this next decade of this generation and continue to be a big, big company. Know that you're not investing in a crap bank. You're not investing in a crap stock. You're investing in a real company here. This is the real big times. This is going to be a company that you're going to look back on in 5 years and go, oh my God, I remember when SoFi was $6, $7. I remember when it was $10. And think where we'll be in 5 to 10 years with SoFi. We'll probably be getting a dividend payout by that point. And think how much SoFi you could add up to where a few years, 5, 10 years from now, you'd be you could be getting a dividend payout on SoFi. Think what that would do for you. That would be huge. Think if you had 500. Think if you had 1,000 shares, 500 shares, 1,000 shares, 1,500 shares. Think if you just had 200 shares. That would be something. And I really want to wish all of you the best of luck. There's a lot of different ways to play this, and God knows you got to do what you got to do with your own finances and your own ways to do things. This is just me spewing my thoughts and what I'm doing personally. I'm trying to raise as much capital, get in as much SoFi as I can, with trading it back and forth. It's such a violent chart right now. It's easy to sell it back and forth right now. Now I think the majority of investors are down on it right now, but like I said, in the next 2 weeks here, we can expect SoFi to probably start running pretty hard here. Friends, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.